Hey, baby, how are we? Are we all there? Welcome, guys. I wanted to bring you another update for Bitcoin and peers. It does at the moment, I hate to say it, but it does look a little bit like doom and gloom, but opportunities, of course, are still presented across the market. We can speculate on this downturn that we're observing right now. We can look at buying further on these dips. There's still so much opportunity despite the fact that we're in this bear market. So don't panic, don't go anywhere. Make sure you watch this full video as we break down the market. So apologies as well. I was supposed to be doing a live stream, but my technology is pants because I'm in London at the moment and I didn't bring the right equipment, the right laptop with me. So today I'm just going to quickly break down the markets and ignore all this awful decor. I say that quietly because I'm at my folks' place in London. I'm going back to Dubai, flying back to Dubai tomorrow. So let me share my screen. Let's sort of break things down. Okay, so here, if we start off with Bitcoin, right? I've just sort of marked things up a little bit here. We've obviously got this ascending trend line that's been in place in sort of 2021, thereabouts, right? We can see the various valid taps. I want to start off on a monthly, actually. Firstly, you can see the various taps of here. Really, if you mark this from here, from sort of January 2021, look, this is a very valid trend line. We're ascending. We're in a clear ascending trend line here, right? And in the current month, this month here of April, we are testing this trend line yet again. Every time, don't get me wrong, every time we've come to this trend line, we've bounced. The buyers are heavily defending that area as we sort of on this ascending trend line. Now, something that's interesting at the moment, don't overthink it, but just look at this for the time being, right? What we could have here technically, if we just sort of open up our eyes, we've got this left shoulder, this potential head, this right shoulder. Okay, so potential head and shoulder structure here for Bitcoin, all right, where we're coming, and this could be sort of like a mini right shoulder there, right, where we're coming to this neckline. So that's sort of the monthly picture right now. Now on the weekly, and I said this when we came up to here, I love my candlestick patterns, right? And when we've got other confluences, but look, bam, evening star. Remember, evening star, we see it to indicate a change in momentum, a change in trend. So we had this buy momentum, and then we formed this evening star at the top of the trend, and now we're seeing a change in momentum. That was validated last week, okay, with that bearish closure below this evening star. So that's valid. Okay, this confirmed it. And obviously more selling this week, understandably. Now, obviously another confluence to that downside pressure as well is this trend line here, the valid taps. Okay, big rejection there. And obviously price coming down now to this low acting trend line. As I said, on the higher time frame, that could be a neckline of a head and shoulder structure. If you look here, we do have price action has been in a descending, been pushing to the downside, as we've known since November 2021, back in the last year, as the rest of the market. Now we could look at this as a pole, and if you look here, that could be a flag. Look, you see, so quite a few big bearish confluences on the higher time frames, these chart patterns, okay, and these candlestick patterns. Right, so we are at a very critical area right now. Obviously, on a daily, you can see where we've sort of come in close proximity to that trend line. We haven't fully tested it, but we're in proximity to it. Now, if you look on the 4 hour, this is where I'm making my money, my bread and butter. As a margin trader, I'm finding these opportunities. Look, narrowing pennant, breakout, flag, breakout, flag, breakout. Again, I've sort of pointed this out on my Instagram story earlier today. I've been quiet on there, but I went on there today and was just like, she could be in trouble. We've run into supply here within the sort of 40,000 territory, and I had already marked up this. I was like, oh, come up to test these lows here, then 9K, and maybe we go for a breakout and retest of that neckline. Now, if that comes into play, that's going to be absolutely devastating for Bitcoin. It's going to be catastrophic. Now, let's just, before I go on to further sort of trade scenarios with Bitcoin, okay, obviously I'm looking for this to come to the downside, and I could put a trade idea on this, and I'm going to in a moment, so don't go anywhere. Make sure you watch this full video. But I want to speak about something that's quite a key fundamental factor to digest. So I'm just going to bring up Forex Factory. Okay, I want you to look at something with me. US CPI, it's this inflation data. I spoke about this in my live stream the week ahead. I said, keep an eye on this inflation data because this is one of the key drivers right now across financial markets. We're talking about FX, we're talking about stocks, but cryptocurrency as well as broader financial markets. Now, with inflation rising, we had the central bank minutes, the FOMC minutes last week. If you're paying attention, you'll be aware. We had the minutes, and they positioned the markets for faster rate rises, interest rate rises, to try and counter rising inflation. How do we counter rising inflation? We raise interest rates. We raise interest rates to try and cool inflation. Now, as I explained previously in my live stream, Economics 101, when we're raising interest rates, the return as a foreign investor for government bonds is going higher. Your yield, your return on your investment is rising. Okay, so as a big foreign player, if you're a big foreign investor with a lot of cash and you know the government are going to be paying a decent yield on the bonds, you're going to be like, let me take some of my money out of those riskier assets, i.e. cryptocurrency, i.e. stocks. Let me put my money into the safe haven because I'm getting a good damn yield on that. I'm getting a good return on my investment. Okay, so that's what we're seeing. We're seeing some outflows from those riskier assets and some inflows into the fixed income market, into bonds, right? So that's just sort of the Economics 101 there. And inflation, higher inflation, just further confirming that, right? Okay, that the FOMC are going to act faster and more aggressively. All right, so keep an eye on this. Look, Bitcoin anyway, this is a short idea that I'd already had in play. You know, shorts here, even from the current area, stops above this supply region here, around 40,800. And then, you know, being conservative, I'm just looking for targets of that 39,150. So keep an eye on that sort of falling there to the south. So that's Bitcoin obviously covered. Let's go over Ethereum. Same sort of price action here. Let me sort of, I haven't cleaned up this chart in a little while, but you know, you can see same sort of price action here, guys. Look, flag, man. These are the opportunities. And you know, while we've got this flag here, and then look, this is just simple. Look, another flag, breakout, and look, looks like we've got another one here forming, just sort of in synchronization with Bitcoin, in synchronization, in tandem with Bitcoin. So keep an eye here as well. Similar sort of structures here. Even if we take sales here, you know, at the end of the day, we speculate. Okay, we speculate. Potential opportunity here to go and print a new low. And obviously, if you look on Ethereum on the higher time frame, we sort of broke out of this flag structure. And what we're going to come and do is probably come and retest this pennant structure here. You see this pennant, come and retest that back at around 2,810 or just around two. I didn't have to be so precise there, around 2,800 and 800 anyway. That's it. Leave it at that. XRP. Now, I was looking for a potential retest here. Okay, but this retest didn't hold. And anyway, something that I'd spotted on the 4 hour here, look, you'll see it. Beautiful. So let me just move this anyway. And this is what I mean. I'm always paying attention to price action, okay? Looking for those opportunities, try and hedge, because obviously I'd loaded up on some more XRP, but then I'm hedging my portfolio, my physical holdings, and I'm speculating. So look, I already spotted this flag breakout, and then I, again, taking advantage of this. It's margin trade in these opportunities. There's so many. XRP breakout, and obviously same with what we've just observed there with Bitcoin, same with what we've observed there with Ethereum. Okay, these flags, and you know, if we put shorts on these, even at current area here for XRP, I'd like to take that, and then looking at, you know, going to print a new low around this sort of, well, guess a psychological sort of 66 cents mark there for XRP. So expecting some further downside pressure across the board. And as I say, one of the key drivers for that is what's going on with the FOMC, or markets pricing in actions come from the FOMC. I went over this in my stream as well. You can see obviously what I've this further reconfirms what I've been speaking about in the broader financial markets and what's being priced in by the markets. Look at how aggressive price action is to the upside for the dollar index. Okay, big flows coming in. Now, remember I explained, foreign investors are looking for higher yield, higher return, and it's going to be provided in those government bonds in the United States. So how do we invest in those? We need dollars. So we sell our GBP, we sell our euros, we sell our yen, and we buy dollars. Okay, so that's why we're seeing dollar strength, and it's going through the roof right now. And that's why we're seeing Bitcoin under pressure as well, and obviously other markets as well. So I hope that sort of makes sense. That's everything that's going on right now. So if we just quickly round off of Bitcoin, what I'm looking at, as I say, I want to see it coming down here first, coming right down to really retest this neckline area, really come down for us, and then see what happens here, because we're either going to bounce, all right, and as we usually do, we push all the way back up. You know, obviously we work zone to zone. Specifics I will obviously speak about as and when we've seen that bounce, in terms of areas to then watch out for moving forwards. But then if we do break out, this is going to be devastating. And then obviously we're going to come down to this big buying area, okay, down here at 30K, okay, towards 30K. It should be quite a fast drop. Obviously, we're going to then break out and retest sort of 36, 35,000 first. And then we're going to go for a big challenge of 30,000 there for Bitcoin. Okay, so that's just sort of everything that I'm looking at right now. Other than that, stay lit, stay blessed. Let's get it.